And let's go again. So another thing is, so Burroughs is very experimental in his literature. Very kind of, I don't want to say surreal, because it's not actually surreal. It's mad. But surreal kind of invokes this imagery of like crawling insects, macabre, bizarre, kind of randomish characters, distorted shapes, like disembodied things, this kind of thing. So his writing is full of that shit. Queer is not so much. Again, it's kind of like far in between. Sometimes it's just like there. There's like this very vivid description, like several paragraphs of like something very surreal like that, very like full of strangeness and distortion. But then it's like, yeah, we drank rum cola or something. So like day-to-day stuff. So it was interesting for me to see how the film dealt with it. And I think this is actually the aspect like I didn't enjoy that much, because most of it was like in the third part, and I think like a bit too much, actually. A bit too... What is the word? Is woozy a word? Let me see if it's woozy. I like the... What is going on? No one did it. And it's gonna mean something completely different. Yeah, it means something... Oh, okay. Kinda. Woozy, yeah, that's kinda fits in a way. Just a lot of stuff. Which would be okay for like Naked Lunch or something. And you would have to add more. But Queer didn't have that much of that thing. So why was it there? I don't really understand. Then there is still... Oh no, I'm getting deep into it, but whatever. The movie had a narrative and an idea. Okay, like this is a relationship, it's like about love. It's about this person who was longing for connection, and yeah, he had this broken connection that like terminated in nothing, in no connection, but later in his life when he's like all old and whatever, like, that still kind of gives him something. That was kind of like the narrative. It doesn't work really well with this cut and copy and paste technique that Burroughs was using, which the film kind of adopted from, I would say, like just his whole body of works at the end of the film. So they kind of shoved all of it together there. And it's like, it doesn't work with this narrative that you're telling. And the writer was using it for other purposes, because he was insane. How can I fuck up literature? Oh, like this. Let's go, baby. So kind of like, for me, it just didn't follow the road it was following to the end. Before that, before the final part, there were those elements there, they worked better. But for me, there wasn't enough. If I was shooting that movie, I would make them more structured. So I would insert a bit here, a bit there, like kind of evenly throughout the movie, not like all in the third part and just like a few bits in the first second, which are like too little here, too much here. But the visuals were nice, and it's kind of like It's this kind of pleasure that you get from, ooh, I know the canon of this author, and I see the elements, like the famous elements in here. Oh, nice! I recognize them. So something like this. Interesting, and kind of like at the correct level, I would say, for this book, apart from the last part, which is a bit too much for this book. What did I want to talk about? Yeah, so why it's painful, and fucking Daniel Craig. It's just too good. I was a bit surprised when I saw the trailer and like heard the movie is gonna be out, because like, where is Daniel Craig and where is William Burroughs and his character, who's like, it's just him. William Burroughs is not James Bond, you know. He's a fucking junkie. So the kind of the visual part was like, okay, I don't know how that is gonna work, but we will see. Worked perfectly. The visual aspect, somehow, in some scenes, Daniel Craig managed to look like Burroughs, enough like Burroughs, somehow, to kind of give this kind of longish face, kind of like, not sad, what is his face like? Ghoulish? Strict? Detached? Vulnerable but cold? This kind of face, which is not Daniel Craig's face. So he managed to do that, and also like a lot of kind of like painful awkwardness, or like pain at your perceived awkwardness and vulnerability, and just this longing that is in the book. It was there. So sometimes the face was like, oh, like, yeah, works. Not all the time. But sometimes even that worked. I was like, wow. And he didn't do anything with his face, just gave him a stupid haircut. So I don't know what magic is it. The main type of magic is just like being a very good actor. The acting is so fucking good. I think I read it on Wikipedia, that's like, the only bad part is that he kind of like overshines his partner, the guy who played the boy. Yeah, absolutely. Very, very raw, very sincere. Just, there should be like some credit that goes to the director, because it's the director's idea, but it was performed very good. So many emotions, and I like the parts. So some of the film feels extended. The withdrawal parts, the heroine parts, because like in the book it's just a couple of lines sometimes, and in the movie it's a whole scene, and there is acting, and it's so not relatable, because I'm not going through heroin withdrawal in the 1940s or something. But you get the emotions and the sensations. It's like physical, very physical, so the actor is really conveying it, and you get the it gets in your systems. It's very nice. The book just, yeah, well, I had a case of dysentery or something, or like I pretended to have dysentery, something like this. I don't remember. I will need to reread it, which I'm planning to do. To do the fucking acting, I'm like, are you a genius or what? Really, really good. Don't have anything here. Ooh, another aspect here about Daniel Craig, the fucking age. Like, Burroughs would have been like 36, 37 at that time. And Daniel Craig is not. He's like significantly older than that. 20 years older. So gives a bit of a different vibe. Because of the sincerity and the age, and just because of the focus on the relationship. Again, it's just more gay, it's more queer. I liked it. It's more painful in a way that the book is not painful. The book is painful in a different way. But this way, in which the book is minimally painful, and here it's just like up to 10, up to 11. And I just like aging people. It's really, really beautiful to see. A lot of things to see on a aging face. Emotions on an aging face. They have more detail because of all the creases in the skin, and the same with aging body. So that was pretty. So the main pain here again, the interpretation of the movie. The book always gave me this feeling, and it's there, of like the main character Lee, he wants to have some connection with someone. I think the film understands this as like search of love, but I don't think the author meant it that way though. It's kind of some other form of connection, because it's Burroughs, it's all about mind control and stuff like that. It's a very kind of like broken person who's in pain and in like loneliness, solitude, more like loneliness than solitude. Nothing really touches him, and he wants to touch something, but not what's available. Like all the other characters, all the conversations, all the other occurrences there, especially in the book, you can feel that Lee doesn't connect with that. He's there, he's used to it, he knows how it goes, he can kind of recreate it, but it's not like his place. The movie is a bit more kind of sympathetic. It implies more kind of like friendliness, more sort of like this kind of friendly, a bit superficial connection to the place, to the other small characters there. But again, the book is just very detached in general, and the film is not. But this is the main focus of the relationship with the boy. He's not a boy, he's like a guy in his 20s. there is this sense of longing with those beautiful shots with like semi-transparent hands, and which are actually very beautifully described in the book in a Burroughs fashion with like plasma and telepathy, but very beautiful. So they kind of match the cinematography, and that they kind of match. But that boy, I'm gonna just keep calling him boy, he is like, he's not there, and the main character cannot figure him out. I need to collect my thoughts. It's like this fucking race, but you're not running. Like the character is not running anymore, he's fucking crawling. Of like, I need something, I don't know what it is. Like I have this shape inside my soul that I'm looking for. It's not anywhere, but like maybe it's here. But no, I'm not gonna be given it. It's like the obstacles in the race. It has to like crawl over them. And even though it's like it's very broken and very hopeless, very lost, very kind of like just done. Every fucking little thing just tips him into this completely... Oh, my boiler has stopped. Like very emotionally charged, very kind of like shaky state of like, just maybe I will get like a little piece of it. Like please, I mean please, it's just like, no, very, very raw. But then it's like, there is always like a slap in the face. Like, no, you will not. The boy would kind of like, not push him, it's so weird, it's like a very weird character, this boy. I think it was represented very well in the film. It's not like pushing away, it's just like, not even, like no acknowledgement of any sort, even though like 5 minutes ago you thought there was like, you were hand in hand, there was connection, more than Lee expected, more than Lee dreamed about, more than he thought possible. So he's in this desperation, like maybe or just maybe I will get this little grain, but no, I cannot. But then suddenly this boy gives him, not even the grain, like a full chunk, and he's like, oh, completely fucking floored by it. And it gives him, like, maybe I can live, maybe it's not all desperate. But then like 5 minutes later it's just nothing. Just I don't envy the actor. Like for Daniel Craig is like, yeah, let's go through all the facial expressions your face can go through. But the guy who played the boy is like, let's give all the poker faces you can give. Let's be as flat as possible. So I don't envy the actors. I think it's not fun for actors, they like to act. But yeah, the character is very peculiar in this sense that it's just like complete indifference, no anger, no like, ah, fuck off. Even though he kind of says fuck off, more politely, many times, but it's also very kind of like Lee is not important. So this emotional sequence, it's this emotional sequence, so you get this nothing, Lee gets this nothing, and it guts him, and more so in the book, so William Burroughs is not a good person. Like, absolutely not. And Lee in the book is not a good person. But it's kind of implied, and I think the author is not happy about it, that he's too much of a... is wuss a word? It's too much of a pussy to actually carry out this badness. To like actually be like tough as nails or something like this. Wuss is a word, absolutely, and it means what it means, what I want it to mean. There is that. There is some fucking... this detached clinical perspective in the book. It's kind of critical. It's kind of disapproving of the character, and in that aspect, so... like being too emotional, which actually you're not, you think you're not, but this was like this state you were in. The film takes a completely different route, so when he gets gutted by the indifference, Daniel Craig brilliantly plays the pain, and he paints the nasty kind of responses that the character Lee tries to go through to like kind of get back the boy, but the movie shows it much more clearly, like with much more focus, that he can't. That it's pretty like, he gets the ideas that, if I could like manipulate you through money, maybe, through some kind of power control over you, then maybe at least you would be like a little nice to me. But I can't. It's just an idea, just a thought that I had, and like I am as a person actually incapable of doing that, because, and we go back to the first part, which is like, I'm desperate, and I'm in so much pain, and I'm in such a need of connection that I cannot actually kind of be pragmatic and practical and cynical about it, because I need like something. I need your heart. The book kind of hints at it, but not as far off powerfully. It's not the main focus there. And I think the character there manages to be more nasty. It was very interesting for me to see, because I have never talked to anyone about this book. Let me see what we have. We need to stop. We need to stop, and then we'll need to start again.